is it so important for residents to have carbon monoxide and smoke alarms in their homes?
Well, especially now, this time of year for us, the smoke alarms, of course, are important year-round. They give that early warning. I think we started installed that smoke alarm program in 2012. 2014 is when we saw the unfortunate tragedy in the Broadmoor area of the city. We had 5 family members die. They did not have a working smoke alarm inside the home, but they did have a smoke alarm that was supplied by the New Orleans Fire Department, which had never been installed by the family. So we decided from then on, that we'll have uniform personnel on duty come in and do these installs. They come in and make an assessment of your fire safety needs inside the home, determine how many smoke alarms are actually needed for the home, and they will go ahead and install and make sure they're installed correctly so that the alarm is not treated as a nuisance, just maybe going off because it's placed in the wrong place or something like that, because that's what we've seen over the years. We go in and you see, all right, they had hardwired alarms installed, but for some reason someone decided that, we'll take them out. They're too worrisome, or those backup batteries inside these hardwired alarms would expire and the alarm starts to chirp. So as opposed to just putting new batteries in, we saw alarms being taken out. But since like I said, back in 14, from that incident, we've probably installed close to 25,000 alarms in homes inside of Orleans Parish, and we've seen a significant decline in injuries and deaths related to, home fires.
So, Meredith, as the Public Health Emergency Response Manager, what are the biggest safety concerns you want residents to be thinking about right now?
Yeah, we want to make sure that people are ready for power outages, because we know that can happen any day of the year, but particularly during hurricane season when we're getting these summer showers and things like that. So really making sure that you know where your important documents are and that they're in a protected area of your house. So if there is flooding or anything like that, you know how to get to those quickly, but also having lots of your medication ready to go and things like that. And then next up, if you are using a generator in your house for your house during any sort of storm, we want to make sure that you're following the 20-20-20 rule. And so that means that you are keeping that generator 20 feet away from your house, that you're letting it cool down for 20 minutes when you're refueling it, and that you're buying that $20 or getting it installed by the fire department, the $20 carbon monoxide detector. And that's one way to keep people safe, because one of the main ways that we see people actually pass away in storms is from carbon monoxide poisoning. It's not from anything else related to the storm.
I hate when that happens. Can you tell us about Install That?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Install That, that's the name of our smoke alarm program.
Yeah.
It's Install That, of course, I'll play on the Who That's.
Yeah.
But it was a decision we made, like I said, a few years ago, that we wanted to keep our residents safe. We wanted to make sure that everyone was provided this opportunity. Probably the best thing about this program is that it costs the city absolutely nothing. We have uniformed personnel that are already on duty that come in and do the installs. Every alarm that we've received has come through either grants or a donation from our partners at the State Fire Marshal's office or the American Red Cross. Probably been our biggest supporter. In fact, their sound alarm program is something that directly kind of parroted what we had done, what Installed That. And they saw the success we had here in New Orleans, and it was taken national by the American Red Cross, And since then, jurisdictions, different fire departments around the country call us on a regular basis, asking for different protocols and best practices. What do we do? How our standard operating procedures for conducting these type of doing the installs. How did you get the members on board? That type of thing. Yeah, so it's been a great success with the New Orleans Fire Department.
What other emergency preparedness steps should residents be taking right now?
It's a great question. I think one thing is just making sure that your family knows the plan. I think that's the easiest thing to do, and maybe the one that we forget about the most. And so making sure, one, that you are connected, whether that's your people in your household, your people in your neighborhood, your family that's close or far away, that you're talking to them about what are you planning to do for any upcoming event. Because a lot of times we get calls about people and they're like, where did this person go? And I'm like, I don't know, you'd have to get in touch with them. So knowing that plan and communicating it and practicing it with your family is really important. Gathering supplies, so knowing what specific needs your household has. If it's you have babies at home, needing to stock up on extra things there, or if it's older folks, just making sure you have what you need for the first few days during any sort of storm. And most New Orleanians are used to doing that. And then
except when it's the day before,
sure.
So we still rush.
Sure, we still rush, but and the last is just making sure we're staying connected, whether that's through NOLA Ready alerts or you're listening to the radio, which is great, or figuring out those places where you're going to get information when things happen.
Captain, is there something, one piece of advice you'd like to give our listening audience in terms of we're heading into hurricane season? What can we do to make certain that our families are safe? Is there an entity that we need to be following, a website, social media handle for all important updates?
The New Orleans Fire Department's website has safety tips for hurricane season, for carbon monoxide, for the generators. But one thing I wanted to touch on that Meredith brought up about the generator safety. 20 feet, yes, that's the standard, but also let's not put these generators in any enclosed space in your home. Not in your garage, whether it's detached or connected, not in a shed. Make sure it's an open, well-ventilated area, and please do not attempt to connect these generators to your generator box, to your junction box that connects to your home. When electricity comes back on, it creates what calls backfeeding. And you can electrocute that line worker, and you also run the risk of setting your home on fire. So please do not connect these generators to your junction box. Make sure you use the grounded 3-pronged extension cords, and don't overload the generator. And please never try to refuel a generator while it's running. It will blow up.